James, also known as JVHAK. Welcome to my channel. I'm a dividend and growth investor, and I use Google Sheets to track my entire portfolio, which is what you can see right now. And my portfolio is currently at £42,000, which is around 9% up from end of October. So only 5 days in, and I'm already 9% up. A lot of that is actually due to the current news at the moment with the election and with the Senate being a mixed bag. But currently, we're almost 9% up since end of October, so it's doing really well. I lay out my portfolio with my dividend stocks at the top. So I've got my 3 dividend stocks here, which is Realty Income, AT&T and Broadcom. And then I've got my 10 growth stocks here at the bottom. So Tesla, Illumina, Fastly, Twilio, Cloudflare, Palantir, GoodRx, Square, DraftKings and C. I've never actually told anyone how I actually organize my portfolio, just in case it's not clear enough. But I have my companies on the left. I then have the dividend history, if they pay a dividend, which are the dividends at the top here, the dividend companies at the top. The ones with a hat means they're a dividend aristocrat, which means they've been increasing their dividends for the last 25 years or more. Then I track the last 90-day performance on the stock, which is also known as a spark line. And then I track also the price I bought at in dollars, today's live price, and then I look at the change in percentage. So if it's green, it means that it's up. If it's red, it's down. And then I do the same thing with my return to date. So this is what I've actually made or lost since I began the position in that particular stock. Now, it's important to note that this return to date, these numbers here are all unrealized, and that basically means I haven't actually ended the position. I'm still actively running it. So these can change tomorrow or next week. I never sell, I try to never sell a stock down. I always try to make money. That's why we're doing this. And then I've got my yield on cost, which is essentially the dividend yield on cost. So this number here is reflective of the price you buy at and the current dividend yield. So this can actually change if you catch a certain stock on a dip, for example. And then its value in Great British pounds, because I am from the UK. And then my unrealized gain or loss, and then its current weight in the portfolio. So I do sort of treat my sections, my dividend and growth sections, kind of separately. So my dividend portfolio is 100% made up of 3 dividend stocks, which are almost equally weighted. And then you can see my growth portfolio down here, which is not that equally weighted, which I kind of want to work on to make it more diversified, so it's a bit more safer and sort of hedging against each other. So that's basically my portfolio in a nutshell, and that's how it's laid out and organized. You can see I've also got a bit of crypto and a bit of cash. This part in the middle, this yellow part here, is essentially my entire portfolio broken down. So I've got my 3 dividend stocks up here, my 10 growth stocks down here, how much they're currently worth, the breakdown of the total portfolio. I've got my crypto, and I've got cash on hand, just sort of waiting to invest in any potential crashes that may come up. Thankfully, we're not going for a crash at the moment because of what's going on with the US election and how it's turning out. So if any of you guys don't know, which I'm sure most of you do, Joe Biden, who's a Democrat, is currently winning the race. He does have some interesting views on tech companies, particularly increasing taxes and making stricter regulation. He also wants to have a look at Section 230, which is a piece of legislation which protects internet companies in the US from being liable to their users' content. However, the good news for investors in tech companies is the Senate, which is the upper chamber of Congress in the US, is currently a bit of a mixed bag. There's no majority party really in control, which means it's going to be tougher for certain laws to be passed, which is why the market is responding so positive. We can see that today the market has just closed. It's currently 4:09 in the US, and these are the market hours for the US stock exchanges. So you can see that overall it was a good day. I also tracked the S&P. I'm not actually invested in the S&P index, but they were up 1.94% today. Triple Q, which is essentially a index mainly made up of tech stocks, was up 2.61% today. Was up 2.61% today. So overall, it was a good day for both the S&P and mainly tech stocks. So I'm hoping that you guys are also holding tech stocks. So that's what's been going on in this week so far. Of course, we still have the official result to come. Do I see any crashes or dips coming up in the future? Possibly. It depends on how things turn out with Trump. Will we get a second stimulus? Those of you in the UK would have known that the Royal Bank of England have just decided to pump 150 billion pounds into the British economy. So that's going to have a big impact on the pound to dollar ratio. So for those of us who are in the UK investing in US stocks, just be mindful of that. There will be a lot of volatility over the pound and inflation. But you can see that I've actually sold a few positions today and over the last few days, mainly just to lock in my gains. So I did sell Apple, Microsoft, and I did that not because I think they're going to crash soon, but mainly to just free up some cash to invest in higher growth stocks. I've also bought some new companies recently, for example, Palantir, which is a government-backed software company which fights terrorism through its software, through its analytics. It also provides security for a lot of governments and allies across the Western world. So this company is only going to get bigger and bigger, especially if the Senate is going to be mixed, because it's going to allow companies like Palantir to avoid paying higher taxes. I've also invested recently in a company called GoodRx. RX is essentially a Latin abbreviation for prescription, and they are essentially a comparison site for prescription drugs in America. And their earnings are next Thursday, and a lot of big investors are behind GoodRx, and it's quite cheap at the moment. So I took a bit of a gamble by investing in them. Then I also bought DraftKings, which is also a gambling and gaming software company in America. Again, they have their earnings next Friday, and since I began investing, they're already up almost 14.5%. So that's doing well at the moment. Today we do have Cloudflare releasing their earnings today after the bell. The market has just closed, so their earnings will be coming up any moment now. We've also got Square releasing its earnings today. These are the Q3 earnings. Both companies are expected to beat estimates, and we should see an increase in their stock price. Next week we do have earnings for Palantir, GoodRx, and DraftKings. That's basically my portfolio at the moment. You can see I'm up 8.88% since end of October. I do track my portfolio every month. So if I just scroll over here, you can see my monthly portfolio performance. So I really started tracking really in August. So end of August I had £22,000. Then in September got to £36,000. Then end of October 38, and we're currently on 42. So I'm already 8.88% since end of October. On average, it's around 25% growth each month. I have to say though that this is mainly due to deposits. It's also due to companies doing well where I've been selling, because this percentage here, which is my current gain or loss, doesn't take into account the historical gains or historical losses, but overall I am up. This is just the current gain or loss on my positions, so I'm up 0.16%, not a lot, but always happy to be in the positive, especially this number here, the fact that it's up from last month. If these two numbers are green, I'm very happy, and the goal for me, sorry I keep scrolling back and forth, the goal for me is to get this number to six figures, that is £100,000. So I'm almost halfway there. I have begun investing this year. Like I said, a lot of these gains are mainly to me just depositing whatever spare money I have into my portfolio, but also from dividends, also from appreciation of stock prices, and then selling and then investing back in or into different companies at a lower price. So yeah, that's my current market at the moment. Looking ahead, yeah, we do have a lot of earnings next week. I think there's still going to be a lot more volatility coming up with the election results. Crypto, for anyone who's investing in Bitcoin, I think we are going to see Bitcoin reach around 20,000, maybe 21,000. We are going to see a new all-time high. So anyone who's holding more Bitcoin than I am, which is very tiny, as you can see, I think we're you guys are in for a good run. I will probably be buying some Bitcoin very soon. I'm just sort of waiting for a bit of a dip, and also I think I kind of want to see how it plays out over the next few weeks. But yeah, that's my portfolio. Please do leave a comment below. I love to engage with all of you. I'm also active on Twitter. My Twitter is twitter.com/JVHAK. And yeah, subscribe and give this video a like. Thanks a lot, and I'll see you in the next one.